Hello everyone, welcome to my Acheron damage testing video. Are you wondering how much damage you're losing without her light cone? Can Sparkle really replace having 2 Nihility units? Is Fire MC good enough, or should you build Gallagher? I went and tested Acheron out with a lot of different light cones and different teams so I can share the actual number comparisons. In general, I found that if you want a comfy time playing her, you will want either her light cone or a good sustain with the trend of the universal market. Ideally, you have both, but one or the other is strong enough. First, light cone comparisons. If we use Goodnight Sleepwell S1 as the base, here are the damage comparisons between her viable light cones. In general, I highly recommend getting the signature light cone, or doing a few pulls on the light cone banner for some Goodnight Sleepwell. Perhaps you might even get lucky and get her S1 early. I definitely recommend S1 before E1 or E2. From testing, even though the damage increase from Goodnight Sleepwell S5 to her signature at S1 isn't that crazy, the extra guaranteed debuff application on her signature is very useful and usually means an extra ultimate or 2 for Acheron over the course of her MOC runs. So the actual damage difference is definitely larger over the entire battle versus a single instance. When you have her S1, you can also pretty much pair her with any 2 Nihility supports and a sustain and she'll be very strong. Okay, maybe not Shampoo. Maybe when Shampoo gets his 5-star form. On to Acheron team damage comparisons. For E0 Acheron, I did single target and multi-target comparisons. If we use Acheron and Palo as the base, the strongest hypercarry team I found is Acheron plus Palo plus Silverwolf and Sustain. However, my Sparkle findings did surprise me. In single target, Silverwolf is definitely favored, but in my testing in 3 target situations, Palo plus Silverwolf comes out ahead, but only by a couple percentages, and when there are 5 targets, Sparkle will win out. Sparkle is quite strong, so you can definitely bring her if you like her. She also has the benefit of letting your other supports use more skills for higher uptime on their ultimates. The main downside for Sparkle is that you'll definitely want Acheron's light cone to benefit from the extra stacks. Special mention for the full mommy team, Kafka, Black Swan, Acheron, and Reme, or maybe a sustain. This team can work, and it's fun to see them all together, but it's not very fun to play because you're always out of skill points, and none of them are doing as much damage as they could be. For E2 Acheron, the best team I found is Palo, Acheron, Sparkle, and Sustain. I've been really liking Palo over Silverwolf because Palo can ultimate more, and since her ultimate is AoE, she's a better resolution holder, and she can also help inflate your numbers more. The alternative to Sparkle is Bronya, who can help Acheron take more turns quicker, but you might be a bit taxed on skill points, and will generally require speed boots Acheron versus her attack boots. Bronya's bonus damage buff is also a bit worse for Acheron than Sparkle's crit damage buff, since Acheron already has a lot of bonus damage built into her kit. One last note about Acheron and her sustain options. Preservation sustains are especially insane for Acheron because with trend of the universal market, they also double as a battery. Every time they get hit, they can inflict burn on the enemy and give Acheron an extra charge. Just remember to give them enough EHR so they can inflict their debuff. When you fight a double Elite Wave and Memories of Chaos, you can even get up to 4 charges in one turn, since each time the enemy attacks, they can get debuffs. Here's how I rank the current sustains. Fushun and Gepard are the most comfy, and both have their advantages. Fushun gives 12% crit rate, while Gepard has built-in taunt, and also the potential to inflict even more debuffs with his skill. If you have both, I think you can pick based on who you like, and also what the enemy is weak to. For those of you wondering if Fire Trailblazer works, I only recommend using Fire Trailblazer if you have Acheron's light cone, since you can think of it as you'll lose HP over time, so you need enough damage to kill the enemy before you die. One tip for Fire Trailblazer with Acheron is you can put her on speed boots so you can use her to taunt more and take aggro away from your other units, as well as inflict more debuffs. And if your supports are dying, you can swap them to Guard of Withering Snow for a more tanky build. Gallagher honestly surprised me a bit, and I recommend using him if you find yourself dying with Fire MC. I find that he works pretty well for Acheron since he can inflict 2 debuffs every 3 turns. Though for comparison, your Gepard or Fushun with Trend can probably inflict 6 to 10 debuffs over their 3 turns. Gallagher's main downside is you ideally want him at E2 to unlock his cleanse ability, and he also lacks emergency healing. One important thing I want to mention about building Gallagher for Acheron is that you do not need to max out his break effect. In this video playing, he only has 94% break, and I'm using post-op with ERR rope. I believe his best light cone is Huohuo's light cone, or post-op at S2+ for extra energy regen, so when paired with energy rope he can perfectly 3-turn rotate. Ensuring his ultimate uptime is pretty important, since it's what lets him heal and also allows him to inflict 2 debuffs. Thank you for watching. In my next video, I'll probably go over some useful tips I found while playing Acheron to help you increase her damage. Like and subscribe if this video helped, and leave a comment below if you have any questions. See you soon, and remember you can always find me streaming on Twitch. Most of the time, when I'm alive. I mean, when I'm live. When I'm live.